Hello friends, welcome to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. Today I want to help to address some questions that I've gotten in my emails about Fall Classic and kind of what the differences are between the card version that you can purchase and the PDF version and what you all get. 3 different people have sent me emails about that in the last week because they'd like to buy Fall Classic, and so I thought, well, maybe other people have questions too, and so I will make a video about it. So here we are with a video answering your questions about Fall Classic ordering. So before we get to that, don't forget to check out channel membership on my channel. The link to become a channel member is in the description for this video. You get exclusive members-only videos, you get secondary store discounts, and you get free cards from me as a thank you gift every month just for being a member from cards that I create. All right, speaking of the secondary store, tomorrow night, August 30th at 6 p.m. is my next secondary store. A lot of good stuff available in that one for you to take a look at. It premieres tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and I'm telling you this because if it's like my other secondary stores, I get bombarded with emails right after the video concludes, and so if you're interested in buying stuff, make sure that you're around for the premiere. Also, tonight, for those of you that are struggling with keeping your motivation going and a replay that you're doing, I've created a video with some ideas for you to think about to help keep yourself motivated and pumped up and active on that replay that you're doing. That video premieres tonight at 6 p.m. All right, so let's talk about Fall Classic ordering. When you go to the website for Fall Classic, and I'm going to put that link in the description for this video as well, you are presented with 2 types of orders that you can make. First of all, almost every season is available, and when you place an order, you get every player that played in that season. I think the seasons go back into the dead ball period. I think there's like 3 or 4 or 5 dead ball seasons available. Since 1920 to today, I think everything's available though, every single season. So what do you get? Well, I just bought the 1959 card set. 1959 is one of my favorite seasons, and I bought the set. So I want to show you what I get with that, and I want to show you what you get if it's PDF only. All right, now you can choose the PDF only option. If you do that, then you get every position player carded. There are, some of you guys have asked, how many sheets do you get with a PDF? And the answer to that, of course, is because they do every single player on every single team, it varies with the season. So the PDFs are all the same price, but for the card sets, if you order the cards, the card sets with more teams and more recently more players, because MLB teams are using 40, 45, 50, 60 players per season now. You get a lot more cards. If you order the PDFs, they come on sheets. The hitters come on sheets of 8. They look like this. I printed this on my Hewlett-Packard printer. This is a color print, and I'm going to show you a close-up of it in just a minute. So you get 8 batters per sheet, And for the pitchers, even though I have 2 leftover spots here, you get 8 pitchers per sheet as well. These would normally be filled, but these are just a couple of pages that I printed. The third thing that you get with a PDF order is one of my favorite things. And this is a team sheet for every team in the league for that season. So in the case of 1959, because it's before expansion, there's 16 of these in the 8 for each league. There's 16 of these in the PDF that you get. This sheet goes through, gives you in one glance a layout of all the players available at every position for that team for that season, their range rating, their arm rating, their error rating. If they play multiple positions, it's shown. And you get pitcher ratings and stats with that. And all on this page, all of the ballpark information in the lower right corner that you need to play a Fall Classic as well. So in one shot, you get all of the stuff. It saves you flipping through cards if you don't want to do that. It saves you flipping through cards as you do your replay. Most of this stuff, as I do a Fall Classic replay, for the team that I'm doing the replay on, I've got it memorized pretty quickly, but for the opposition teams, I don't. And so this can be a big time saver for that as well. So when you get a PDF for Fall Classic, you get 8 hitter cards. This is what they look like color printed. I'll give you a close-up in a minute. You get 8 pitcher cards per sheet as well, and then you get an individualized team sheet for every team in the PDF. That's your PDF purchase. If you order the cards, they come in what are called stacks, and they are rubber banded. They are square corners, they are precision cut. They are heavy. I know that everybody says that their favorite game has the best quality of card in the hobby. But I think this one really is it. It has a glossy finish. They are arranged in, some seasons go by batter stacks and pitcher stacks. Other seasons just go by pitcher stacks. Just go by batter stacks, and there are no pitcher stacks, but they're all in here. How are they organized? Well, what you will see is that when you take off the rubber band and you remove the batter stack card here, you start to see that the teams are organized by clusters of hitters and then by clusters of pitchers. So, for example, on this one, all of the New York Yankees are together, hitters. With that stack is the ballpark card for the team. And then in a separate stack will be the pitcher cards for that team. You throw them together and you're ready to play. They are organized together by team, but it depends upon whether you've got a group of hitters that are all together for that team or a group of pitchers that are all together. You put the two together and you've got your teams organized. It's very quick. The cards, if you order the cards have a glossy finish and they are heavy. This is heavier. You know, one of the things people ask me about is cardstock. And in my experience, there's 110-pound cardstock, and then there's 110-pound cardstock. There's the stuff that Walmart sells that they call 110-pound cardstock. And then when you go to a local printer, as I have many times, and you say, I'd like a 110-pound cardstock, it's heavier, it's nicer, it's just better. So there seems to be, and maybe you guys know this, but there seems to be in the industry of paper quite a variance between what's a 110-pound cardstock and what's a 110-pound cardstock. Still, this is heavier and thicker than the 110-pound cardstock that I'm familiar with. They all have a glossy finish, which is nice. It's not a requirement for me, but it's a nice perk. What I really like is a nice heavy card, and Fall Classic has them. Now, what do you get? Well, when you order a printed set of cards from Fall Classic, you get the top players that played for that team that season and the pitcher hitting cards. If the pitcher's batted. In Fall Classic, there are generic pitcher hitting cards that you may use if you choose, or for all of the pitchers that had any amount of at-bats at all, you can use their individualized hitting card if they were in a league that did that. But you do not get on the cards every single player who played in a game. So let's take a look at an example of a player who did not and how he is handled. The card that you see in front of you is from the 1959 Chicago White Sox. It's 22-year-old Claude Ramon. He is had rookie status in 1959. If you look at his stats at the bottom of the card, you will see that he was in 3 games. He pitched 4 innings. He had a strikeout. He had a whip of 1.75. This is from the PDFs that I printed out with my 1959 set. He is not in the cards for the set. If you look at the White Sox pitchers, and don't tell me, here they are. You see, these are the cards for Early Wynn, Bob Shaw, Billy Pierce, Dick Donovan, Barry Latman, Ken McBride, who also did not pitch very much, but he did get a card. 11 games, 2 starts, 23 innings, 12 strikeouts, 0-1 with a save. He did not pitch too much, but he was on the World Series roster. I don't know if that made a difference, but 23 innings to 4 innings for Claude Ramon. Ray Moore, Rudy Arias, Turk Lown, and Jerry Staley. Those are the pitchers that you get in the carded version. By the way, I don't know if you can see this very well, but I'm going to put a glossy card next to the PDF version, and you can see what the difference looks like side by side. All right, so what happens? Well, you don't get a card for every single player on Fall Classic. You get, when you buy the cards, you get the full PDF plus the cards. There's no extra charge for that. So if there are players that you want that are little used, like Claude Ramon here, and you're doing an as-played replay maybe, and you need every single guy, some of them will be available for you on the PDF. They're not going to all be available on the cards. However, on the cards, as I showed you in the example of Ken McBride, you're going to get almost every player that played, because we're down to 11 games and 23 innings here as our example. So you're going to get the vast, vast, vast majority of players. My thinking is, and I'm just guessing here, I don't work for Fall Classic, but if they added every single player, because of the weight of these cards, and you can see the thickness here that we're talking about, it would add considerably to the postage, especially for some of the more modern seasons. But you get them all. You've got all the players, and you get duplicate. In effect, you get with the cards, you get a full team set of cards plus the pitcher hitting cards individualized. For example, here's Dick Donovan's individualized pitcher hitting card. And you get the PDF with every single guy on it. So, for example, I showed you Ken McBride's card. This is Ken McBride's card. This is Ken McBride's PDF. So that shows you that in the PDF you get every single player and you get the PDF for free when you order the cards. All right. You also get, when you order the cards, of course, with that PDF, you get the team sheet. And this is the one for the White Sox for $59. Let's take a closer look at the team sheet. Now this is one of the reasons I do baseball sims is because I want to learn about the season. I don't necessarily enjoy the seasons that I followed very, very closely as much as I enjoy the ones that I don't know that much about or were before my time. And this is an example of why, because I might know the team I'm doing the replay of, but I won't know the opposition very well. This sheet tells me about the opposition. So here, on this team sheet, you get a listing of all the people that played left field, the number of games they played, their range factor, their arm strength, and their error rating. Then you go to center field, same thing. All the people that played that position that season, the number of games they played, their range factor, their arm, their error rating, and then the same for right field. Then you goes across the infield and you get the same thing. Third, short, second, first, sort of laid out like a baseball diamond. Then your catchers are down here. Here are your pitchers. These are all the pitchers that are carded or not carded. Everybody that's in the PDF, which is all of them, are listed here. Claude Ramon, our buddy, is right here. He's in the PDF. He doesn't get a card. All right, so you print out Claude, but you're ready to use them, and you're thinking, well, do I want to put Claude Ramon in? All you have to do is look here. You can see his pitcher ratings, his defense, range, arm, error rating, his batting card if you're using a generic hitting card, and how much he was used. All of your pitching stuff right here in a glance. Wonderful, again, if you don't know the team very well. And last but not least, in the lower right corner is all of your ballpark info. I just think this is a great thing for replays because it can save you a ton of time and it's so well organized. Not only is everything on one sheet, but on the sheet, it's laid out well as well. All right, so let's review what we know. We know that if you go to the Fall Classic website, you can go back more than 100 seasons, back to 1920, and a few dead ball seasons as well. And you have two ordering options for all of those. The first one is the PDF. You get 8 cards per PDF, whether you're talking about hitters or pitchers. 8 cards per PDF sheet. In the PDF, you get every single player that played for every single team in that season. If you say, well, I think I want the cards instead, Then you get the cards organized into stacks. The stacks are organized by team, but divided by hitters and pitchers. In addition to that, as soon as you place your order, practically, it comes a few minutes later, as soon as you place your order for cards or for the PDF, you get an email. The email contains your PDF. If you order the cards, you get the PDF for free. If you just order the straight up PDF, it lands in your mailbox very shortly after you pay for it. And then you're ready to start printing and playing Fall Classic. So the printed cards are a double purchase. For one price, you get the cards plus the PDF. You just order the PDF, then that's what you get. All right, so I hope that clears up kind of what you get for your purchases in buying Fall Classic Baseball. And again, I've had some questions about it. I got 3 in the last week. I thought, okay, let's make the video and clear that up. Don't forget, check out channel membership. In the description for this video is the link. Also, tonight, how to keep that fire burning for your replay. Tonight at 6 p.m., I got some tips and tricks for you that you can try. Hopefully they'll work for you. And tomorrow night, August 30th at 6 p.m., is the latest and greatest secondary store with a whole lot of goodies in there for you to take a look at. 6 p.m. Central tomorrow night, Tuesday, August 30th. All right, thank you so much for being with me. I hope you have a great day. So long, everybody.